Kyle told me to throw out my hat. I told him to kiss my ass.
Throw out your hat.
Nah, this is for torture. I'm trying to jinx these motherfuckers. It's working so far. They lost 2 games. Brent, since I throw every team that's had my support in the playoffs so far, I am 0-6. I'm a Lakers fan. My Heat went 0-4. We talked about this. Mm-hmm. The Lakers went 0-2 since I've supported them. They were up 2-1 when I came in.
Yeah.
They're 0-2, so they're down 3-2. Brink of elimination. Anthony Davis has gotten injured again. And LeBron he's 36. I'm not going to say that like I'm a legend or I'm some kind of grand wizard of some sort, but when I find something, I target it. I feel like I always hit it.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.
Speaking of athletics.
Athletics, yes, that's what
I know we're starting off. Like, just that's a weird ass transition, but fuck it, it's our podcast.
Hey man, listen.
Speaking of athletics.
Okay, speaking of it, what's up? What's popping, bro?
In the recent world of sports, we're talking about the big thing right now is Miss Naomi Osaka.
Hey, yes, that's right. I saw that. I saw a little bit of this.
The tennis player who said, "Fuck your press. I'm not pressed by your press."
Just Marshawn Lynching it.
No, Marshawn was like, "I'm just here to get fined." Right.
Yeah, I'm here to avoid getting
But
fined.
She decided that she didn't want to fuck with it. She was
Kyrie Irving.
She said it was for mental health issues and yada yada yada, and whether that's true or not.
Yada yada mental health.
No, it could very well be true for her. However you want to put as much stock in it as you want to. My question isn't necessarily about that.
I believe her.
My question, and maybe I'm not even going to put a judgment on that. I'm saying about the whole concept of having to do a post thing press conference, a post sports thing press conference. Mm-hmm. Do you think that athletes should be obligated to do that shit?
Fuck yes. Are you
really?
Kidding? Yeah.
Why?
Because you get paid a lot of money.
But why should that be a part of the deal?
Because it's part of the experience.
Why should that be a
Listen. It's a show. It's a show at the end of the day, right? Mm-hmm. So you are performing. You're on stage. You sign a contract. The contract says you have obligations. You have to show up at events that teams have. You have to do commercials that teams have. These are all individual contracts. But when it comes to team stuff, which is speaking to the media afterwards, if you win, lose, or draw, you have to speak to the media. That's how the fans stay connected to the sport. So
no, it's not.
It's not.
Twitter and Instagram is how they stay connected to the shit.
That's not true at all.
Nobody stays connected to the post.
You don't watch post-game interviews anymore?
No. Who the fuck ever does? It's all the same. It's the same shit every time. We went out there, we played 60 minutes, but other team played 60 minutes too, and we played a good game. We played our hearts out there, and we came back with a W. Or we played 60 minutes out there, but it just wasn't working in the clutch, and they came through and they played a little bit harder, but we'll get them in the next game. It's the same shit.
No, everybody is not Shaq.
There's nothing. There's nothing of interest. There's
No,
nothing of knowledge.
Not true at all.
There's nothing you can actually get out of any of those post-game
100% lies. You're lying right now.
All that does is it helps feed the 24-hour news cycle for ESPN.
It's not true.
It doesn't do
because
shit.
At the end of the day, when you get somebody fresh off of a victory or fresh off a loss, if you catch somebody fresh off of coming off stage, like when you performed your long-ass title of that play that you did, the one I can't say it one time?
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
God, it's so long. It's so unnecessary. But that... that long-ass title show. When you did the long-ass title show, the thing is, when you got off stage, if they had brought a mic to your face, Brent, how do you feel about the long-ass title show that you just did? You would have had a different answer than if you got to think about it for 20 minutes. And you got to sit back and take a shower, do whatever, change your clothes, do whatever. It's a different energy. When they go to Kevin Garnett after he wins the championships with the Celtics, and they ask him, how are you feeling, Kevin? He says, anything's possible! It's a fucking legendary moment. Why is it a legendary moment? Thank you for all the taps, Ravina. Why is it a legendary moment? Because that's pure emotion. There is no thought process.
Are we talking about that, or are we talking about the sit down, it's a good game, it's a good game, it's a good game shit?
Either or.
No, because those are two different things. Because you're not incorrect. Legendary moment, Michael Jordan there with the championship, bawling his fucking eyes out, or falling on the floor because his father's not there. Legendary moment. Not legendary moment that nobody fucking remembers. 20 minutes later, we played a great game. It was great. Okay. It was a great game.
But here we go.
They were great. We were great. Everybody, and they can't be honest because they got publicists. They got all this other shit. They gotta say the same. On the person. They gotta say the same horse shit that they've said in the game before.
Here's the thing.
They play good. We play good.
Here's the thing. Though.
Respect to them.
They don't have to
and
say
we're
that.
Do that
because Michael Jordan had a legendary moment in that same, well, not that year, it was a different year, but in that same run with the Bulls, where he said he went up against the Pacers, and he said, and I quote, "We will win Game 7." They said, "Michael, are you making a guarantee? We will win Game 7." That was at the Game 6. They had just lost, obviously. That moment is legendary. That was at the press conference. But he was like, with all certainty, they put that in the Unforgettables DVD. They put it in all the shit. That's a different moment. You know what I mean? It's not right after the game. It's not directly after. It wasn't an interview.
That's not what you get now, though. Everything
you didn't say now.
Everything you get now is super stupid. Is stupid polished.
Not always.
Most of the time. Occasionally you'll get a "I'm just here not to get fined" or "we talking about practice." But when's the last time you got one of those moments? You get the same horse shit every fucking time.
LeBron did it a couple years ago. He did it it was in the finals against the Warriors. He dropped 51. J.R. Smith did the thing with the ball. And LeBron did the shit like this. For the Bells, hey, bell game. Did this shit.
Yeah, that meme.
Remember when he got up? He took his man purse. He grabbed his bag. He had his little shorts on. It was a short suit. And he picked up his bag and he walked off. He was so angry. That was from post-game shit.
But he didn't even necessarily need to be there. What happened before then?
He scored 51 points. That's what happened.
What happened before then in that media coverage? In that media scrum? What happened before then?
Prior to that question?
While he was sitting there talking to him, what did he say?
So his hand was all wrapped up, right? So you're like, LeBron, is the hand okay? Like, what happened to the hand? Nothing, the emotions of the game sometimes get the best of you and da-da-da-da. Mind you, he didn't have a problem prior.
Who cares about that shit?
I care about this shit. I want to see what my superstars are thinking. That's what I want to see.
You're not hearing what their superstars are thinking.
You are.
Most of the time, you're hearing the stupid, publicized boilerplate bullshit that they say at the end of every fucking game.
What was the last episode about? Details. So depending on who you are as a person, I can watch a press conference like that and get a lot more from that than most people can get from that.
You're not getting shit because they're not saying shit. 99% of the time, they're not saying shit.
Thank you.
99% of the time, they're not saying anything.
Most people, Brent, are going to go with the cookie cutter thing in this era. That's true. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. My show, The Challenge, right? They came out with a season called OGs. They had an OGs edition.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
The OGs edition had crazy good ratings recently. Why? Because nostalgia. And those people had to go through rigorous tests to get onto that show back in the day. It used to be a process. It wasn't like, you have a little buzz on the internet, we're going to put you online. You have a little buzz on the internet, we're going to put you online. It was like, literally, you had to go through a rigorous test. I went through it. I know. I was way too normal for them. They were like, nah, you're not crazy enough. Right. Mind you, I should have came out with my leg out, dick swinging, like on some weird shit.
If you're going on TV, you can't be a normal person.
You cannot be a normal personality. You got to come out like, he's a little off, he can't be put together. I didn't think about that at the time. I was too young.
Or if you somehow make it on TV. Perfect example of this. My boy Eric Watts from Tough Enough, that one season, the big black dude with the afro. You didn't see many confessionals with him because he's a normal dude.
Yeah, he's boring.
He's a normal dude. He's not bringing drama. He's not yelling at Stone Cold or anything like that. He's a normal dude.
Regular fucking guy. Did he ever even really get a chance?
No, not really.
I don't think so. I don't ever remember him.
Not really. Up. And they didn't portray him as anything because they didn't have any footage to work with.
He was a normal
dude just doing his shit.
Yep, he was just a big dude
just a big dude with an afro, just a normal dude.
Had a bad gas tank.
I mean,
that's all I remember about him.
And by the way, I like hanging out with the dude. Funny dude, great personality. If you're in an environment to learn his personality, which is a party or backstage or whatever the fuck. But reality show, he's not getting in fights with motherfuckers.
But here's the thing. See, for somebody like me, I took it as like a job interview, so I was going way too serious. I should have been more myself. Because if I was just the regular Trey that I am, when people know, like podcast Trey, they would have been like, "Oh, this motherfucker's crazy. He's on one most of the time. You know, he's off on some tangent somewhere. Like you always talk about how you have to reel me in because I'm over here and over here and over here. True, very true. I have whatever the fuck that is. I got it.
Yeah.
That thing is a thing for me. I'm like,
Squirrel.
butterfly. And my mom has that. We always say squirrel with her. She'd be like, looking around. So I have it. I know I have it honest. But the thing is, Marcos, what up? But the thing is, you don't know that necessarily when you're going there. You have to think TV. You know, you have to go in thinking, how do I perform?
Yeah.
You know, because it is a stage. The second you walk in there and you get an interview, it's a stage. How do we even get here? What the fuck we just
We're talking about Naomi Osaka.
Right. So you're talking about post
and
interviews.
Specifically if post-game interviews should really be a thing.
And I feel like they should, because you look at
or not even should,
see, you changed
not
it.
even necessarily should they be a thing.
You changed it a little
You know
bit.
what? Let's
Go
change
ahead.
it again. Not
Change
even
it
necessarily
again.
should it necessarily be a thing.
Venus, what up?
Does it need to be that fucking important that it has to be a contractual thing that if you don't go you're going to get
Absolutely.
fined hundreds of thousands of dollars? Like, who gives a shit?
Me, I give a shit. I want to know. I want to fucking know.
Other than you, who gives a shit? I don't think that many
Other
people
sports
really
fans.
give a shit.
You're not a real sports fan, though, other than San Francisco.
Here's the thing, though. I don't learn anything from the fucking post-game press conferences. Again,
Not listening.
Again, because
Think
they're
so.
not saying shit. I learn more about what they're actually doing on the field. I learn more about
What about they are who we-
really
who we-
about news reports about what the like when
What about they are who we thought they
like
were?
when Harbaugh had his issues with the family that owned the 49ers, the York family. I didn't learn that shit from post press conference horse shit. I learned that shit from reports and what I saw on the fucking field. The fucking press
Okay.
conferences were the
Okay.
same shit over and over
So it
again.
comes
Well,
out-
the Patriots did this and we did this and
Yeah,
that's
what
great. Or they did this and we'll do this, but
So
we'll get
it
them next
comes
time.
out-
It's the same horse shit.
So the information comes out, and then they ask him about it in the post game.
And they say nothing. Oh, nothing's the matter. Blah blah blah.
That's not
they,
true.
they lie to the people and they say,
That's not always true.
We're focusing
And
on the
Twitter-
game, or
and
they divert shit, or whatever the
That's
fuck.
not always true, and Twitter doesn't always go the route of, hey, we're gonna go and be honest right now. We're gonna go and say what we're thinking on Twitter. No, sometimes they don't say shit. So then what? If you don't get the post game and then they don't say anything on Twitter, then what? You get nothing. So you just get the sport.
Realistically, honestly, when you're learning shit about celebrities or athletes or whatever, it's actually best to hear it from like reports, because if their publicists or managers are worth a damn in their job at all, they're going to instruct them on how not to say shit.
But you can't instruct everybody.
On how not to say shit.
But you can't instruct everybody.
Like Beyonce, the whole Beyonce entourage family, because it's her family now.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Beyonce family.
Don't do that.
It's her family now.
Stop.
We didn't hear.
He's a billionaire.
Like they didn't come out and say, "Well, we had this incident in the elevator." Blah blah blah. No, we had to see it. Then they came out with this boilerplate bullshit statement that, you know,
And then they came out with fantastic albums,
That
two of them.
motherfuckers still don't believe.
Three of them. Three fantastic
Motherfuckers
albums.
still don't believe. But yeah, okay, fine. And they came out with the albums or whatever.
And they said it when they were ready.
But,
Three of 'em.
but whatever press conference, whatever press release, whatever press anything is bullshit. And anybody with half a brain cells knows it's bullshit. You're not going to
disagree.
hear, most of the time, you're not going to hear a compelling thing. You come up with a
Perfect
couple of
example. I'll give you a
examples,
perfect example.
but on a daily basis, you're not hearing
Not
that.
a daily basis, but that's
On
anything.
a regular, sports are daily.
That's anything.
There's a whole
with
lot,
news.
there are a couple of ass networks about it.
What are you saying though? Honestly, what the fuck
I'm
are you saying?
I'm saying that the
but
post
news.
game press scrum should not be mandatory and shouldn't take
Okay, so-
hundreds of thousands of dollars from you if you don't go.
Okay, so news in general then. We hear it daily. What the fuck does that mean? It's the same concept. From what you're saying, it's
Yeah.
the same concept.
Yeah, people shouldn't look at the news.
So there's no information. Just no information flowing at all.
You don't always get the right information. You have to.
Right information. Don't
Information
no.
in general.
Don't
you
break down.
Information
don't break
in
down
general.
the
You
question.
typically have to dig.
Do not break down the question.
You typically have to dig
Stop doing
for
what you're
real
doing.
information.
Don't break down the question.
You typically have
Answer
to
the
dig
question.
for real information.
Answer the question directly. Don't break it down and start taking little pieces out of it and doing all this extra shit.
Don't break it down.
Stay right here. Don't go on a little tangent and try to change what we're talking about.
Don't break it down.
We're talking about literally the information that comes out that we get daily. How do we get information? How are you fed information? How do you even know about a topic that's going on if it's never brought up in a press conference or it's never brought up in this? If they ask LeBron about his teammates or they ask LeBron about this, he's going to say, well, you know, they shot well. They tried their best. They gave what they did, da-da-da-da. But if you catch LeBron on the right day, LeBron going to say some wild shit. It'll happen because LeBron is a human, and that's what happens. If you ask somebody the right shit, that's what happened at the end of that game with J.R. Smith. That's why he got up and had that crazy-ass moment. He grabs his bag and he storms off because he was pissed off. That was genuine. He couldn't stop that. Now, mind you, it was hilarious. It looked so funny.
Yeah.
When he grabbed his man bag.
That meme is fantastic. I've used it quite often.
Me too. It's fantastic. I like it. And just because he had the short suit, that's what did it for me. If he didn't have shorts on, it wouldn't have been as funny. But having a short suit is the funniest shit in the world, as is. And then having a bag that you grab that look like that, priceless. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, those kind of moments, like, you get that with every industry. Like, if they interviewed you at the end of Uber, you know, you would have something to say. If they end of an Uber ride, you come up like, how's that going, man? How'd you feel about Peter when he came through? And you'd be like...
Most of the time, no. Most of the time, I'd be like, fine.
You have a little something to say. You would always have a little something to say.
Not always. Maybe at the end of the day.
We do good vibes only and bad vibes or fucking fuck yous of the week at the end of this shit. We don't always have something that's compelling, but we do it. Why do we do it? Because it's a great segment. And it leads to something. And sometimes you'll run into something that's not necessarily meant to be there. Last week, I wore the Miami shit, but it wasn't because I was like, oh, I'm going to go on a tangent at the end of this. It was because I'm supporting my team. I'm here. And then it was like, no, I don't have anything. I'm going with this. It triggered it, and boom. If that segment wasn't there, they don't get that moment.
So then, do you feel... So then, it almost sounds like you're justifying... And I guess with fame always comes pressure. So let me retract that statement.
Well, you're talking about contracts. You were talking about contracts earlier.
Yes. So should it be a mandatory thing that if you don't go, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Brent, yes. They're entertainers. That is what they sign. It's entertainment. You have to do that.
That doesn't necessarily justify the segment, though, just because sometimes you get something good from it. Like,
yes, it does.
Like, you sometimes get something. You can sometimes get something good from almost anything. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing.
Just details, man. Listen, I don't need necessarily you to entertain me. I don't need you to do a song and dance, but I want to know what the fuck a person is thinking at the end of a fucking. Is this shit like I got crease on my head? I want to know what the fuck is going on at the end of a fucking a game. Like, I want to know my favorite. When I watch Miami Heat get their asses whooped by the Bucks, I want to. What the fuck was Jimmy Butler thinking? What did he feel at the end of that? And if I see his demeanor, he's like, man. You know, we played hard. We didn't do what we could do. We could do better. They came out. They played better. If I see that and his head's down, I know what kind of demeanor Jimmy Butler's in. I can read between the lines. I'm that guy. I can look in between details and see some shit like that. But with most people, maybe you're right. Maybe most people look at that and just say, "Oh, Jimmy Butler's sad because he lost." No. I can hear it in the tone. I can see the way he's moving. I can see the way he's doing certain things.
Or they just like I do, just.
ID, what up?
Put it in with every other fucking post-game interview, especially the sit-down ones. If you're talking about the immediate after-the-moment ones,
I love
that's different.
Those are my
That
favorite.
is a little different
Those are my favorite
because you're in the moment, especially if you're with a winner.
Anything's
that's
possible.
different. You're in the moment, yada yada. You're doing a celebration or whatever.
Joe Rogan, when he interviews the KO people, he fucking hates that.
Yeah. That can be a little bit different. I can understand that. You've got a little bit hype there. That's that can make for compelling television.
Absolutely.
But the fucking sit-down interviews, god damn, those things are fucking antiquated to me and don't generate most of the time anything worth like this. The output is not worth the effort of having to do them and fining motherfuckers hundreds of thousands of dollars for not going.
If it's not that serious, then why not just go? You signed a contract. If it's not that deep, why not just go? All you got to do is what Marshawn Lynch did. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
You know what? Maybe athletes everywhere should do that at least for a month in honor of Naomi. Just in NBA playoffs. Hey LeBron, how do you feel about that win there? I'm just here so I don't get fined. # Naomi. Peace. Like just do that shit because it's fucking useless. Because realistically, bulk of the thing, aside from LeBron walking off with his little man purse or whatever the fuck,
that was hilarious.
99% of the time, you're not getting shit worth a damn.
You always get shit. You just gotta pay attention to what you're getting.
We for sure disagree on this one.
Yeah,
because most of the time it's the same old shit. It's we played hard, they play hard.
That's after game interviews. You're talking about after game interviews right now. It's typically what happens, and that depends on who the player is. If you're talking to somebody like Shaq, he was very monotone. He always told like that. Very hard. If you talk to somebody like Kobe Bryant after that, we were out there. We had to do the way it all depends on who you're interviewing, how the temperament is, how the game went, and different things. Because I've seen an interview where Shaq was like, they were fucking against us. Shaq, we're on live TV. I don't give a shit. That's crazy. That's crazy content. Like, whoa, he's really pissed off about this. Like, he can't even control it because he's just letting it fly. That happens sometimes. It's not to say that's going to happen every single time, but in anything, like you said, in any situation, you can have something crazy that'll occur and it'll be different. Like on this podcast, we had the episode where shit blew up, right? That wasn't staged.
No.
That just came out of the blue. Neither one of us knew that was going to happen, but it happened. And we both played our part because we were both entertainers. And we were like, you know what? I'm not backing down off my point. I'm not backing down off my point. Here we are, right?
Yeah.
And if we don't have the episode or we don't have, we're not talking about it, we don't go any further. One of us says, you know what? He got it, that moment isn't as crazy as it was. You know what I mean? So it just, to me, it's like it all depends on putting the mics in front of people because you're talking about passionate people. These are obviously passionate, driven people. They wouldn't have made it to the top, whatever they are, if they're not passionate and driven. If you lose, if you win, you're going to have a reaction because you're passionate. That's your passion. If I'm rapping and I get on stage and I kill the shit and I come off and somebody else goes up and they fucking murder it and I'm just like, yo. And they're like, we saw your face after Drake performed. Trey, how are you feeling today? Because they saw me, you know what I mean? And it's going to be something. Now, mind you, every athlete is not going to be that person. Everybody's not going to be charismatic. And if they ask me that shit, I'd be like, hey, man, he killed it. Drake absolutely murdered that. I think he had a great set. I feel like I learned a lot. I can be better with my set going forward, and I'm going to try to be a better version of myself doing this, da-da-da-da-da.
I'm going to buy myself a Canadian wheelchair right now to and disown
I
my
hate it here. Hey, Romano,
and disown my son
up,
until he's outed by Future. I'm gonna go knock up a video vixen and pretend like I never had him.
That's exactly it. Yes, you have to do it this way though. You have to be like, yo, you got to have that kind of vibe, and everybody's not that entertaining. Everybody's not gonna be able to get that off, but you do have those people,
especially half hour, 45 minutes, an hour after you just expended all this energy on a court, on a field,
but that's
whatever.
What makes it entertaining because you're more raw. It's almost like drinking. It's like if you gave them drinks at the post game show. Drink.
So going back to the play thing, if somebody had come to me an hour after the play, my energy is.
It's not even an hour though.
Is in the fucking base.
These are like 15 minutes.
A half hour afterwards is fucking. I mean,
they be quick. Because people take their showers, get out, boom. Some of them come straight with their uniform. Boom. Straight to the podium. So, it be fast a lot of the time. You ain't had time to process shit. You're still a little tired. You still got your adrenaline pumping. You sitting there. You like, next one. Especially right now. Everything's on Zoom and shit. They don't even got people near them. They like, Mark Steen. Yes, LeBron. You just hear a voice like, it ain't even like it was before. So, I don't know. I feel like you coached me coming off my stage. Like, when I did the Norva, right? It was my biggest show to date. Well, I guess. I did a festival, too. A smaller festival, but nonetheless, probably Norva, I would say is my biggest show. When I did that shit, you would call me coming off stage, I'd be like, man, yo, I want to thank my mom. I want to respectfully, Ant-Man. Yes, I'd be like, I want to thank my mom. I want to thank respectfully, Ant-Man. I want to thank everybody that supported me from the beginning. This is the greatest shit ever. This is just the beginning. We're gonna tear this fucking place to the fucking ground. We're gonna set this building on fire, brother. I'd have been out there tripping. I forgot about that one. Thanks for the taps, bro. But that's how I would have been, you know what I mean? Because you catch somebody coming off of like, Romano, you're a dancer, right? Your biggest fucking show, the biggest show you've ever done. If you had a microphone in your face right after you got off that stage, would you have not given like a riveting interview? Wouldn't it have been like, if they get you 10 minutes after the stage, say, how do you feel about your biggest performance to date? Do you think you would have had a crazy verbal vomit? Exactly. It would have been verbal vomit. You would have gone and said a bunch of shit. You would have been like, yo, I fucking killed that. It was fantastic. Now maybe you say, yo, shouts to my moms, shouts to my dad. They killed it. They put me in them classes. They paid for this. They paid for that. But maybe not, and I think it depends on where you are. Because when you're talking about sports specifically, yes, it is Monday and you have a lot of fucking games. There's a lot of fucking interviews. Right. I agree with you on that part. Right. I think it's a lot so you don't get as many like magic moments like that. Right. But you do get those moments. People will say some shit like Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors. If you put a microphone in front of that motherfucker, every single time you put a microphone in front of him, he gonna say some wild shit. You never know what he's gonna fucking say. And that's why he's gonna end up with a career on TNT when he's done. And when he's off, like right now they lost. He was on TNT this week. He was up there with them because they know, okay, he's one of them. Charles Barkley, he's one of them. You know what I mean? You have people that are specified that are really, really good with what they do, but other people, they just don't have it. They don't have that shit. Those kind of people to make podcasts. Me and you, we can talk. These guys, they can talk. He's sending me gifts. Thank you, Romano. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's how it goes. You know what I mean? It just depends on the personality type. And I don't think you should just ban them because a lot of people are fucking boring. That's human nature. A lot of people are fucking boring.
Fine. Don't make them $100,000 fine if they don't show up.
I think $100,000 is a little much. I don't know.
Don't make them hundreds of thousands. Don't
Where you getting that number from? Is that how much she got fined?
That's what she got fined, was like $150,000. That's
a lot of fucking money. Are you winning, Romano? Hey, 8 times. Let's go. Hey, about to be 2 stars. Let's go.
Oh, let me go back here.
2 stars. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. My man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
There's a shit jumped.
100,000 is a lot to be fined for not speaking to the press. That's a lot. Thank you, bro. How do we even get here? Shouts to Romano. Respectfully. This isn't water, my friend.
Oh, 15,000. Excuse me.
See?
So 15.
Way more acceptable to me. I feel
Not even. No. Not even a little bit.
You said 100,000.
15,000 is still too fucking much.
That's
Are you fucking kidding me?
Don't skip your obligations. I can't skip work.
It shouldn't be. By the way, that's exactly what Stephen A. Like your whole thing.
I'm Stephen A. right now.
You're Stephen A. right now.
I haven't seen it. So
you're Stephen A. You're Stephen A. right now.
Good night, brother.
That shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be $15,000 for not going to a fucking another boring ass bullshit ass fucking press
It's your
scrum.
job.
No, your job is to fucking play tennis.
No, it's not. What did your contract say?
Your job is to play tennis.
What did your contract say?
Your job is to play tennis and bring eyes to the sport by playing tennis.
That is not your job.
I have never.
That's not your only job. Let me clarify this. That is not your only job. Brent, if we sign a Spotify deal, that's the one you keep talking about, so let's say Spotify. Mm-hmm. If we sign a fucking Spotify deal.
Hashtag Joe Rogan money.
Hashtag Joe Rogan money. And we mean it. Black Lives Matter. We're black. Help us out, okay? This is what help us, okay? We're black.
We're also problematic, but we're black, so we can hide behind that.
I'm not. He's a little. I'm very normal. He's toxic. Anyway, if we sign that contract, you think the only thing they're gonna want in that contract?
I almost started singing Britney Spears.
Don't do that. Toxic. Listen, if we sign that contract, you think the only thing they're gonna want from us is just a podcast? That's what you're telling me? You think we just gonna podcast? Tell me a lie so I can slap the shit out of you in my house. Go ahead through it. Go ahead and tell me a lie right now. Put this hand up. Because you know better. You have been in this. Listen, we've been doing this entertainment shit long enough that I know you've seen enough contracts and you know how this shit works. When you sign up, you were in wrestling for a bit. You do not just go wrestle. Stop. You know better. That's not how this industry works. You've been on TV shows and shit. Did you just show up and do the TV show? That's it? You ain't had to do no extra shit. They ain't give you no prep. They ain't go in the back and say, hey, we're going to do this, and this. At this point, this person's going to come out. And
I was in the back for I got there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get out until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
They just kept you trapped in a room. You were in the green room.
Most of the time, and then we did the show.
That happens. But I will say, when I did a lot of these
but we were trapped in the room, and they did all the other prep shit.
Oh, see,
that
that's
whole
what I'm saying,
time.
And when you're
then the show was 20 minutes, and I was gone.
That's my point. When you're a bigger part of it, though, you always have more to do. And these people are the biggest part of it. They're the fucking storyline. You have to do more shit. That's just how it works. And you're getting paid money. $15,000 ain't shit to her. She's a beast, by the way. Monster. Shouts to you, Naomi. You are a monster. I love your tennis game. Thug life. But here's the thing. That's how it fucking works. Like Tiger Woods winning all these fucking championships all these years, all these golfers. He has to talk to the media. I don't give a fuck. Sit down and talk to the press after the end. Oh, man, it was a tough. I don't give a fuck if you say nothing. If you get up there and you say, 18th hole was it was a beautiful green. It landed well, and I felt like I had my putting game down today. Goddamn Tiger, that was the way to talk about it as a champion. I don't give a fuck. I want to hear that as a sports fan. That's what I want to know. I want to know how you feel right now. How do you feel? That's what it is. That's the entertainment portion of it. It's not just sports. It's sports and entertainment. That's what it is. That's why Mr. McMahon is not a complete idiot, because it's true. It's sports and entertainment. That's what it comes down to. You want to see the actual sport. You want to see what that is. And then you want to see the entertainment aspect of it, which is this is why we have the promo. This is why we do this. This is why we do that. We want both. That's the whole point. And you know damn well when you sign something that expensive, you do not just do one thing. It's never that. Never. Nobody's paying you over $50,000 a year to do one thing. A doctor does not just go in and check on patients. He's got more shit to do. You got more to do. You don't get to just be a doctor. You don't get to just walk in. All right, let me. So your knee's hurting. This is okay right here. No. Grab his dick, by the way. Sorry. Pause. Pride Month. Anyway, so my whole point is. You for
sure didn't grab my dick with just one hand.
Or that low for the record. I was on his kneecaps.
Cold. And it's deep too.
Deep. No, but the whole point is, like, that's not how that works. I go to the studio. I got records, right? I want to drop my verse. Tupac was one of those. He said that. Let the rappers rap, and y'all can do this other shit. He was one of the few people that got away with that because he said it. You get pissed off when they be trying to do all the producer shit. He's like, let me get the fuck out of here. That's not how that works. That's not normal behavior.
Yeah.
You go in the studio. Yes, you wrote it before. You drop your fucking bars. Then you go to the booth or you go to the fucking board and you sit there with them. And you say, yo, I want this turned up a little bit. Yo, I need this a little bit more. And I need this lifted. Okay. Why don't we try this? Okay, let's double it. I'm going to go back in the booth real quick. Boom, boom, boom. I laid that. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. What do you think about this? Nah, you don't think so? Yeah, let's try it again. That's how it fucking works. No job is just that job. I do my job and I have to do fucking notes. That's their press conference. I hate notes. I fucking hate notes. If I just got to do the job, easy money. No, I had to come back and write about the bullshit. What happened? He was smiling a lot today. And then he wasn't. Store run was great. He got chocolate. I don't want to write that shit. I just want to do it.
Right.
Here, you want chocolate? Here you go. Let's do it. Okay. Oh, he's smiling. Look, it's a good day. He's having fun. Oh, this is great. Da-da-da-da. No, I got to tell everybody about it. That's how we get paid. I don't want to do that part, but I fucking have to. And guess what? I'm not making fucking millions. If you can find me $15,000, guess how much money I'm making for real? So fuck you in that whole concept. I don't give a fuck. I'm passionate about this one. I don't give a fuck. I got super hype about this. I had no idea.
You came in with the shits on that one.
I did. I had no idea I would be this hype about this, but I am. I am, because for real, I hate, and especially when I just thought about it on my own level, like I fucking hate notes. Everybody knows this shit. I hate them. I hate having to focus and do that shit for mad long. But it's life. It's what you have to do. I don't get that check that just hit fucking an hour ago if I don't do my notes. That's why I got paid, not the actual action. I got paid from the notes, and that's what that is. It's the notes part. So, fuck your topic. Boom.
However.
Oh, don't however me right
However.
now. Oh, God.
There are some differences in what you're talking about.
Okay, give me some.
When you're talking about going into the booth and laying down a track and being a musician and all that other stuff, you're talking about making the quality of the actual product better. Mm-hmm. Right? When you're doing that and you're adding in the details, again, like we're talking about, making the quality of the actual work better.
Details.
When you're talking about doing notes, you're really talking about busy work.
Details.
And I've been in office situations where you're really just talking about busy work. And you have to do this because this is important. And if you question why is it important, people's brains explode because there's no fucking reason why the shit is really important. Right? And with these press scrums, like we were fucking talking about, a significant portion of the time these days, the shit's not that fucking important. So we're really talking about busy work. She got fined $15,000 for not doing busy work.
I wouldn't have got my check.
For not doing tennis busy work. That doesn't make it right.
I wouldn't have got my check.
That doesn't make it right.
It's true.
True or not, it doesn't make it fucking right.
Right, wrong.
Why do we as a fucking society... No.
Yes.
No. Because there's some things in life you can't fucking avoid doing. You have to fucking do. I'm hungry.
Right,
listen, I'm hungry. Fuck, I have to get up and cook. Right? That's a thing you have to do in order to fulfill an actual need that accomplishes an actual fucking thing. We're talking about sports fucking busy work. And when you're talking about the busy work of some shit, when you're talking about shit that exists just to exist, we're talking about this off air a little bit. Fucking the mobile browser version of Facebook changed today because somebody was trying to justify their job. The same way, when these apps do this shit very often, they update some shit just because somebody has to justify their job. I think HBO Max is going through this shit right now too. Just because this shit was fine, you're adding extra steps just to add fucking extra steps.
Cut you off one second. HBO Max is perfect, and by the way, a lot of women out here are changing things. Me and Brent talked about this before, but just as a side note, you guys are adding extra steps. You're perfect as is. A lot of you. Just natural. You don't need to do all that extra shit. Just as a side note. I had this conversation with somebody earlier, by
That's
the way.
what the fuck I'm talking about.
I had this conversation with somebody earlier, by the way.
This is an extra step. She didn't want to take this extra step. So she got fined $15,000 and decided to withdraw from the fucking open.
Now, mind you, I want to make another point. Let me stop for just a second again. Because I completely agree with her. If you're going through some shit like that,
yeah,
I'm with you 100%. That's different. That's health circumstances. If I got a fever, I'm not going to work. I'm not writing them fucking notes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, not doing it.
Yeah.
She was in a situation. She was feeling depressed. She was feeling some kind of way. I get it. Skip the press.
And mental health should be thought of the same way as physical health.
Absolutely.
One thing 100%. That Stephen A. said was, today's the anniversary of my mother's death. I didn't want to be here, but I'm here today because blah, 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 blah. I decided blah, 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 blah. Right? And he went on his spiel. Now, if I was sick, here's the thing, Stephen A.
You could be mentally sick.
Mentally, she's sick enough to not want to fucking do that shit.
Now,
it's the same shit.
You may have a different character build. You may be stronger than she is mentally from that
in that particular aspect, in that lane, on that particular lane.
Because some people don't respond the way other people would. If I lost my mom, I'd be a fucking mess. Not to get all super personal, but I saw you afterwards. You were not how I would have been. I'll put it like that. I would have lost my fucking mind, Brent. You'd have been in here like, Trey, are you okay? Did you just get diagnosed with some shit?
Yeah.
It'd been a wrap. Because that's just the kind of rapport that we've had, though. You know what I mean? Like, our whole relationship.
And you're still close with your mother.
Absolutely. That's how our rapport has been. You know what I mean?
And again, individuals are different.
And listen, that's not to say later down the line I didn't see the residuals, right? I've seen you change since that moment progressively. You know what I mean? We all process shit different. And that's my point. When somebody like Stephen A. tries to make a point like that, it's like, good, dude, that's you. To quote TJ, that's TJ's favorite thing. Mm-hmm. That's you.
Right.
I'm talking about me. That's you.
Yeah.
It's the way he says it every time. And it's true. It's true because every person processes shit differently. I've never lost a parent. I feel like if I lost my dad, it would be very similar to how you reacted. I feel like that's how I would respond, more than likely, because we have a good rapport. We're not like, we don't hate each other. There's nothing like that, but it's not like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My mom? Oh, man. I can't imagine. I don't fucking know how I would fucking respond. I try to get myself prepared mentally all the time. Like, you'll be good. You'll just move forward. You'll be able to I'm at work the next day. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's people. People individually have different responses. But that kind of goes to what we were talking about, how people respond to press conferences too. It's all personality type. Who are you? Who are you as a person? How strong are you in certain areas? How much soul searching do you have to do in this particular area? How much?
And by the way, an external force doesn't have to come into play when it comes to mental illness.
Yeah, absolutely.
That shit can just happen on just because of nothing. You can wake up the next day and your serotonin levels are fucking off and your brain chemistry is fucking off. So sense. Then something so in the landscape of everything in your athletic career, as insignificant as sitting there in front of a bunch of fucking really outdated, outmoded vessels for an outdated, outmoded line of entertainment, of media, to sit there for 10, 15 minutes having them ask you about clay versus grass or whatever bullshit questions they're going to ask, and you give whatever bullshit answers you want to give. You know what? No. I don't. Fuck this. I got more matches to go through. I got other shit to do. I got more training to do. I got things to actually handle. I got to get my shit right. I got to get my head together. Not even necessarily just to continue to play or whatever the fuck, but just to continue to exist and be a fucking person and function in society or whatever the goddamn fuck. Fuck this bullshit with you sitting there with your stupid fucking smartphone in my face or on a Zoom call for 15. Fuck it. It's not important.
To that point, have you seen Kyrie Irving this year?
No.
Kyrie Irving has got mad flack for that exact thing. He called the media pawns.
They are.
He said
he's right.
He said a lot of shit.
He's fucking correct.
And the media went nuts on him. They went nuts.
Of course they did. That's what they're supposed to do.
Right. But again,
because they're pawns.
When I look at that and I listen to him, I just want to play basketball. I'm just here to play basketball, to do my job, and then to entertain y'all. I'll talk to y'all when I want to talk to y'all. Now, he did that for a while until the league started fining his ass, like heavy. I think he got hit by like $1 million fine or some shit. Because it's like, yo, this is part of your responsibility. Like, you're part of a big three in Brooklyn now. You're probably the hottest team in the league at this point. No, you got to talk to the media, you know what I mean? And he's been under that, like, no, we got our bigger issues going on. I don't have time to focus on this, da-da-da. Is he right? Yes, absolutely. But his contract. That's my whole thing.
That doesn't make that right.
Yes, it does.
Just because it exists, that doesn't make the shit
yes,
correct.
Yes, the fuck it does.
No, it doesn't.
You sign a contract.
No, yes, it doesn't. Just because there's an authority hanging over you doesn't make that shit correct.
It does.
It does not.
Brent, if I tell you right now, if I'm your boss,
the authority of the land was slavery back in the day. Did that make that shit correct?
You can't use that.
Yes, the fuck I can. It's the same shit.
You're not doing that. They didn't sign no contract. Shut the fuck up. Don't do that. Shut your ass up. That's not the same thing. Fuck off. Don't even try to use that. You're not gonna pull the black card on me. Fuck you. That's not happening. Listen, if you fucking sign a contract and you say I'm doing this, now if you want to say indentured servants, if you want to go that route and say okay, well, it was indentured servants, okay, a little different. They signed a contract. I understand the contract was shitty as fuck.
That means I gotta work for you. That doesn't mean I have to fucking tell
Unless the
everybody
details
else
say you do.
how great a fucking master you are.
Unless the details do. Unless that's what they say. And guess what the details say in a basketball contract or in a tennis contract or any sports contract, any fucking contract. It says, Brenton, it says you have a media obligation. You will sit after every game and
let's
this.
Say,
that's part of the contract.
So let's say 1989 TRE comes into possession of $1989 billion. And he starts his own basketball league.
That sounds fantastic.
He starts his own basketball league.
I like this game.
Are you putting a media obligation in your contract, and are you putting one as stringent as these leagues are?
Excuse me, Brent. You fucking right. Yeah. No, let me sign up.
You ain't shit.
Answer the fucking question.
You ain't shit.
Answer the goddamn
you
question.
You ain't shit for that, and you know you ain't shit for that.
Why?
You know you ain't shit for that.
Because it's not
that fucking important to sit there and talk to somebody for 50 fucking minutes about that horse shit.
Brent, let me ask you a question. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Do you understand what the league was before they came in?
Right.
It was on tape delay.
Right.
Why did it get popular? Because they were talking to the media and their personalities did that. There were such stark differences between the two of them. Larry Bird was this quiet white dude from Indiana. French Lick, Indiana. Magic Johnson was from Michigan, but he went to L.A. He goes to Boston. He goes to L.A. There's a white guy. There's a black guy. The black guy is crazy charismatic. He's in L.A. Showtime. They run and gun. They do all this shit. Larry Bird is just as good as him, but he's in Boston. He's quiet. He's just the hard worker, the lunch pill guy.
And white.
The Great White Hope.
And that was a huge thing in the fucking 80s.
They literally called him the Great White Hope in Boston. Okay?
Yeah.
So you have these two.
Especially in Boston. Oh my God. Especially
back
in
then.
Boston.
Back then.
Jesus Christ.
Especially back then. So you have these two entities that are completely different. But why did the NBA get so high? Because those two entities were fired. The charisma between the two of them was like, damn, we need to hear more of this. That's why the league got off a tape delay. That's why they stopped doing all that bullshit and it fucking grew. You fucking right you're doing interviews. Are you kidding me? How does it help me if you go to your social media page and you say, this is Surreal469, I'm just checking in to talk about the game from tonight. That's your platform. How does that help my business?
Because it helps bring more eyeballs to your platform.
No, it helps bring more eyeballs to your platform.
All that shit intermingles.
That's bullshit.
I'm not showing the game on my Twitter feed.
Let me ask you a question.
You still got to go. You still got to go to ESPN or NBA Network to watch the game.
Time out.
Or 1989 Basketball Association Network to watch the game.
By the way, that would be
Trey
fire.
BA Network to watch the game.
That would be fire. But time out. You do those way late movie reviews, right? Or way too late.
Long overdue
movie reviews. Perfect. How many of those people you think are tracking you back to the podcast?
I don't know.
Probably not me. Okay? When I rap and I do my shit on the side, with the exception of Bigo. Bigo is the one thing that I actually probably...
To be fair, I'm not hard on social media like I used to be.
Neither am I, but that's not the fucking point. Don't get sidetracked by little details. It's not that episode. That was last episode. That was last episode.
Right.
Here's the thing. You do those weekly, damn near. Couple a week, right? Right now?
Two a week if I can get away with it,
And you were doing a different world for a while.
Yes.
These are things you're doing. I don't think a lot of those track back to the brand, right? That's helping your brand. So if you go and do an interview about...
I do mention the podcast at the end.
Not the point. If you do it, doesn't mean they're going to follow you back over to the brand, okay? That doesn't help my brand. You're signed to me. Do that shit after the game. I need you to do that right now. What you gonna do? That long overdue movie review right here. Okay? You want to do that shit? Now they're following you. Okay, do it right here. Do it right here on the Trey BA. Right here. I need you to do that. You see what I'm saying?
Ironically enough, I feel like in this instance, you're the old man because that's an antiquated way of thinking about social media.
It is, but it's true.
Because social media is still a very important thing. People do still follow their favorites on social media, and then you then follow them to whatever, because on that social media, what do? They advertise the shit that they're doing and where you can find them, etc., etc.
I see what
that
you're
shit
doing.
Is extraordinarily important.
I see what you're doing.
It's not like they're not intertwined and intermingled. They are. They're connected.
If you're talking about people, let's be very clear what you're doing right now, because I want to make this clear to the people that are paying attention and listening right now. Zoom, what's happening? If you're building yourself up like we used to do, right? If you're doing that the way we went about it, and you build a fan base, and then you come to an entity with a fan base, that is a whole different fucking question That is a whole different topic. That is a whole different thing. Now, mind you, would I still want you to do that? You fucking right, because it brings attention to this, even if you have your own fan base. But now the people that were not popular, but have to be really great at what they do, and they join my league, their popularity is growing based off of my shit. Don't go over here.
The exposure they get from your shit.
Exactly. So don't go
Their
over
talent
here.
is still what elevates them.
Kwame Brown right now is on fire. He's on fucking fire. Kwame Brown was the number 1 draft pick of the NBA.
Kwame Brown.
Number 1 draft pick in the NBA, right? Why does Kwame Brown have a platform right now?
Because he was in the NBA.
Because he was in the fucking NBA. And not only was he in the NBA, he was the first fucking pick. Kwame Brown didn't do media. He never talked. Why? Because he was drafted by Michael Jordan. And not only was he drafted by Michael Jordan, he played on the team with Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan dominated the headlines. Michael Jordan dominated the ball. Michael Jordan dominated everything. Kwame Brown was just the poke guy. They poked him. You don't get to do shit. You ain't shit. You 17. Fuck you, rookie. But guess what? Kwame Brown, all these fucking years later, finally decided to speak up for himself, and he was a number 1 draft pick. So guess who listened? Everybody. Why? Because of the fucking NBA. That's why.
No, because he didn't say shit for however many years.
No, it's the NBA.
Because
you wouldn't know who he is.
You just said
you would not know who he is.
But see, had he talked that entire time, it wouldn't. It's
yes, it would.
It's like the big climax. He hadn't talked.
Nobody
and
would
then he
care.
fucking spoke up.
If he wasn't, if he was an indie star that had been getting talked about this whole time, nobody would care. Nobody would give a fuck. I'll give you another.
Well, they both go hand in hand.
They do, but that's my point.
They both go hand in hand.
That's the point, though. If you sign a contract, it's hand in hand. You know what the fuck you signed up for. If I go play for the Basketball Association right now and I get my ass kicked, if I was on the Miami Heat this year and I got my ass whooped 4-0, guess who got to sit in that fucking press conference?
Like the rest of the Heat?
Like the rest of the fucking Heat. Guess who got to sit in that fucking press conference? My black ass. I got to sit there like this. We played a good game, and we tried. Coach had a good game plan, and we just didn't execute the way we should. I gotta do it. I don't want to do it. You think I want to talk to them? I want to cry in the corner. We got our asses whooped. Giannis, fucking Drew Holiday.
Just say you're just there so you don't get fined, and call it a goddamn day.
It's the fucking point, Brent. The point is,
just say I'm here so I don't get fined. I'm here so I don't get fined.
Leon, what up? The point is,
my favorite charity at the moment is X, Y, and Z House in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
You get the point.
So X, Y, and Z House in Virginia Beach, Virginia is a really important charity to me, et cetera, et cetera. How'd you feel when you missed that? When you missed that layup? I was thinking about X, Y, Z House in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and how important they are to me.
I know you get the fucking point. You can say what you want, but I know I got through to you. I know you get the fucking point of what I'm saying because it's true. It's fucking true. You know, if you sign from the beginning point of
there is something to be said for the platform.
That's all I'm saying.
Bringing you to,
that's all
or
I'm
bringing
saying.
your talents to the forefront.
100%. If we sign to Spotify, bro.
However,
we have no fan base right now.
However,
bro. Okay, go ahead.
In the case of Miss Osaka, the media needs her way more than she needs the media.
Is that true?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
How does
she can play tennis?
Yeah, but
she doesn't, and she has her platform.
You realize the cameraman is shit in media, right?
No, yes. They're with the league. The media are the people who are asking the stupid fucking questions.
Okay, so let's be very clear.
The stupid, meaningless.
The cameramen are not
nothing
with the
questions.
league, by the way. That's
or an outside whatever sometimes.
Which is the point? Like the media, they're with them. They take the pictures, they take the photographs, they take the videos.
Well, the ones that are with the media. I'm talking about the ones with the actual organization.
Okay. Since you want to play this role, let's keep breaking it down. Let's go further back. It's because you're just saying a lot of stupid shit. I just want to keep breaking it down bit by bit.
Break it down.
I'm gonna keep breaking it down bit by bit. What does the league sign to? The league. What does the league sign to?
What do you mean? What are they signed to?
To get their shit publicized.
I don't understand the question. What are you talking about?
I'll answer the question so you understand it. The answer will make sense to you. They signed to TV deals.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. If they don't sign to TV deals, how much money does the league have to offer players?
Considerably less.
Considerably less. Let me also ask you another question. How much of a platform do you have if you don't have a TV deal with the players? If your league is not on TV, how much benefit do you really get from that thing? You know what I mean? You're the best in the world at, I don't fucking know, Frisbee. Frisbee. That is an actual sport.
Yes, it is.
Who's the best Frisbee player in the world, Brent?
I have no fucking clue.
Exactly, Brent. Because nobody watches Frisbee on TV.
Yeah.
This is my point. You have to do that shit because you got to grow your brand. Frisbee is actually fun. I like Frisbee. I don't know who the best handball player is either.
No.
There's some sport where you bounce the shit off a trampoline, a little ball, and they like hit it. And ESPN had it a little bit. I don't know shit about that sport. I don't know a goddamn thing. I know it's entertaining when I see it. If it's on TV, I'm like, damn, oh shit. Then I forget about it instantaneously. You know why? Because it's never on TV. Who's the best volleyball player? I know Misty something, and
Misty Trainer.
something.
I think was her name.
It was two of them.
Misty
I don't know.
Gray Trainer. Misty
One
something
chick was
or other.
tall. She was good. A lot of gold medals.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps. I know him.
Yeah.
Wheaties boxes, interviews, weed, a lot of gold medals. Usain Bolt.
Because the Olympics, though.
Right.
Because the Olympics.
But that's my point. Prior to that, did you know him?
No.
Had no idea who the fuck he was. Aquaman, I didn't know who this Aquaman was. His real life Aquaman. By the way, he should have been Aquaman. That would have been hard.
He probably couldn't act.
It don't matter. He can swim.
He probably can't act.
But he can swim his ass off, though, can he? But that's my whole point. Booga! Thank you, love. That's my point, though. You don't know these people. As great as they are, without that platform, you don't fucking know them. Yes, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all times. Guess what the fuck Michael Jordan is without a TV deal? Jordan Michael. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. They don't know who the fuck he is. Ain't no Air Jordan. Ain't no fuck them kids. It's fuck Jordan. Because nobody knows who the fuck you are. You need that. So when they say, yo, you got to do a simple media obligation at the end of a game, do that shit and shut the fuck up. I don't care. Do it. You're getting paid millions. I don't fucking care. If you're having a bad day and there's depression shit involved, I understand. You should say that to whoever the boss is.
And get fined $15,000 for not showing up?
You shouldn't get fined $15,000 for that. I agree with that. If you're having one of those days, right? Even if you're having one of those weeks, I don't give a fuck. If there's something like that going on, talk to them though. Talk to the people. Don't just skip it. Don't just skip it. Because I can't just skip work. I don't want to go tomorrow. I can't just wake up. You know what? I'm not going. Fuck y'all. I can't do that. I have to show up. I have to fucking show up. My boss went on vacation for 10 days or some shit, right? Mm-hmm. Guess who had to be here? I was planning on going on vacation at the same time. I didn't know she was going on vacation until I found out. And it was like, oh shit. Guess who's working? Your boy, right? I didn't have a choice. Because that's my fucking job. Yes, I could quit. But then who's following me, right? And if you're in a situation where you're making that much money, I just feel like you don't have an option. It's like, yo, do your fucking job. It's not that hard. Unless there's a legitimate reason. Like with her. That's why I don't take her situation specifically. But when you try to break it down and you try to meticulously go through like... In general. Completely different situation. Do your fucking job. You're a millionaire. You're a fucking millionaire. I don't want to hear it. Shut the fuck up and answer the question. How did it feel to get your ass knocked the fuck out? Huh? I don't give a fuck. Answer the question. It felt bad. I didn't like it. My teeth, they felt different when I got punched in the mouth. It shifted a little bit. As you can see right here, it shifted right over here. Answer the fucking question. I don't care. I'm sorry. It's a contract. I don't give a fuck. If you don't want to do the contract, retire. If you retire, guess what? You ain't got to answer no more questions. You're good. But guess what? The money stopped. Balances. You would answer the fucking questions because I know you. You would do that shit right now. If Spotify showed up and said, Brent, tomorrow you're going to have to do 8 hours worth of interviewing. But you can make your $100,000.
You wouldn't want me to sit there and answer the fucking questions.
Answer all the fucking questions, Brent. I want every single one. Because you know what? How do we even get here? I'm going to be over here answering questions smooth as a bitch. You're going to be over there answering like Brent. And guess what? We're going to come in the middle. We're going to do a fucking podcast. And guess what? People going to be drawn in. Because they're going to be like, yo, you know why? You know why they're going to be drawn in? Because Spotify's going to be pushing the shit out of it. Oh, my God. Look at what Brent said. Put that on YouTube. Put that everywhere. Because that's how the fuck business works. That's just business. That's how the fuck it works. And we know this. So I can't play this game. Like, we know better. That's my piece. One of the few times I think I talk Brent down because he knows better. He's like, shit, he's right. He agrees with me. I can see it in his face.
I don't agree 100% with what
Not 100%, but he's at least like 70 now. He's at like 70 in this movie.
Because you still hold those media things in much higher regard than I do.
Probably.
In much higher regard than I do.
Just from
and I don't think the punishment should fit the quote unquote crime of not going to one of those shits.
Multi-millionaire. If they were finding us, $15. $15 for us. $15,000 for her.
I don't think it should be any fucking price.
Come on, man.
While you're bullshitting.
Nah, you can't let them just walk.
I don't think it should be any price while you're bullshitting.
You can't just let them walk.
Maybe set up a system where it's like a certain number. Maybe if you feel like there's some middle room to negotiate or something like that, where like you can skip 2 or 3 of them, or you can't skip this one because it's the big WrestleMania of tennis or whatever the fuck it is. But other than that, you shouldn't find her essentially half of most people's annual fucking income for not sitting down and answering stupid questions.
But that's the key. Most people, not hers. She make that shit in a tournament. If she came in third, she would have been made that and some. No, I don't give a fuck. Did you see Happy Gilmore? You see them checks that Adam Sandler was walking away with?
That's a movie.
First off, those are real checks. That's how that shit goes. They really do be making money like that.
They can.
He was getting like 8th place, 10th place, 12th place, 25th place. That's more than those fines. And that was in 95, 96. The fuck out of here, man. Stop. Answer the fucking question. Fuck you. Answer the question.
Use your words and answer the question.
Answer the fucking question, Brent.
Use your words and answer the question.
Sir, answer the fucking question.
So that actually segues into our next topic about women using their words and not using their words.
Yeah, that was almost on the other podcast. Yeah.
This idea that, and we're going to generalize like a motherfucker.
He's going to generalize.
This idea that women have, that we can read your mind, baby. That we know what you're thinking. We don't know what you're thinking. It's alright. We don't know what you're thinking. It's alright. We don't know what the fuck you're thinking. I have no idea what you're saying. This idea that, okay, so let's give an example.
Okay.
Let's say somebody has
signed a contract.
With their,
and then you tell us
with another person, a significant other, a social contract.
And they need to talk in the press conference.
And the press conference of being with the other person who you're involved with.
Even if the questions are boring, Brent, they need to answer these
Whatever
questions.
Whatever the fuck. If there's a situation where there's an emotion that's involved and the other person, specifically women, are sitting there and they're sulking or they're thinking about this or they're tired or they're playing with their hair or whatever, or for whatever reason they don't want to be there, or maybe they do want to be there, they're thinking about this, or they have something on their mind or whatever, and they're just sitting there sulking, and you ask the question, you okay?
You
What's wrong?
You good?
What's going on? You
What's
good? How you
okay?
feeling?
Hey.
You want me to get you something?
Anything?
Any of this stuff?
You all right?
How you feeling?
You good?
You know, I didn't know you like to get wet. Angel hair, Sherman Helms, whatever the fuck questions you asking,
Sherman
right?
Helm.
Right? And nah,
I'm okay. I'm
and
good.
then later
No
on,
problem.
and then later on, either they're probably not going to say something, but later on, maybe they say something a little insignificant after the fact about how they didn't like this situation that you asked them multiple times if they didn't want to be in, or they post some shit somewhere, some passive aggressive shit somewhere,
Subtweet.
or whatever the fuck, and it's like, baby girl, use your words.
I really wish people cared about me and asked sometimes if I'm okay. I hate when I'm out here in the cold and no one cares.
Did we not have a whole 45-minute conversation while we were watching this stupid true crime documentary on Netflix about whether you're okay or not? Were we not both there?
I really hope one day.
Did we not start an argument about why am I asking you so many times if you're okay?
I hope one day I find a love that's true and they give a shit about my feelings and my emotions and the way I am day to day. I can just tell no one cares about me.
Where you are, Day?
I feel alone.
Where you are, Day? Where are you, Day? Is your name Day now? Bitch, what the fuck? What you talking? What?
Listen. That is the most frustrating shit in the world when you be like, "Hey, you all right? You good?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. It's just, I'm a little tired." Like, "Oh, okay, don't worry. Hey, you want to go get some food or something?" Yeah, that's fine. Then you see the sub so you can get home. I hate when people try to buy me off of food when they know that I hate them.
I don't know that. You need to tell me. You need to use your words.
They don't even be subtle these days.
You're a big girl now. You need to use your big girl words. I don't know what the fuck you have to say this stuff to me. Open communication. What the fuck are we doing? We're too grown for this shit.
The thing that's crazy for me is like I'm actually good at as you said, reading minds. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, well, you're the one.
But
you're the one.
But when
you're the one fucking up the curve.
Right. Then they're like, oh no. Well, Trey knew.
They all he
understood.
Yeah, them niggas only got one leg too.
Oh shit! I done broke. Oh no! Oh god! Don't do the thing. Oh god! We're good. We're good, guys. Don't worry. Oh my god! It's happening again. No, I don't trust it. Hello? Hello? Check. Hello? Are we allowed? ID, what up?
So start talking about your leg and fuck the whole shit up.
That's right. You shouldn't fucking talk about me, you dickhead. Here's the thing. I'm pretty good at it. I can read when somebody's off. Because, like I said, I told you, and the reason we stopped talking about this, because I was like, I match energy. So if you come in with the... No, I'm okay. You good? Are you sure? Because you seem really fucking perturbed.
Yeah.
You don't seem normal. Because normally you like...
Or not, or at the very least not comfortable.
Yeah, you uncomfortable. And I don't like motherfuckers being uncomfortable.
Like, here's the thing. That I'm fine shit is fine when you're talking to the barista or your boss. Right. I'm not other people.
How are you today?
I'm not other people.
Excuse me. How are you?
If I'm supposed to be the dude or the person that's involved in your life...
Big facts.
Then you need to fucking act like that.
Say that shit.
You need to act like that. And by the way, if I just want to spend time with you, and we don't even necessarily have to do shit, if our spending time together is just being on the fucking couch and falling asleep on each other's fucking laps while we're watching some bullshit on Hulu or whatever the fuck,
you can't.
Then that's whatever the fuck it is.
You can't both fall asleep.
I did the Kama Sutra math in my head after it already left my mouth, but I was making my point.
Okay,
but
get that shit off. Get that shit off, Brent.
But that's the whole fucking thing. Like, listen, like, let's just be fucking grown-ups about this shit. Yeah. If you didn't want to drive over there, or you didn't want to talk, or you didn't want to whatever, or whatever the fuck is going on, just fucking say that.
Yeah, you don't have to.
And I'll get it, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck. Because, trust me, I understand probably most of the shit that you're going through. I don't understand, female shit, the female physical shit, or like from firsthand experience,
like breast.
But I fucking, I've tasted enough of them. But actually, I haven't.
Like
I'll gladly taste more.
Like
but
sandbags, I've heard.
But the milk's gone sour.
Milk's gone bad.
But
more hands. I amputated
4 thumbs down. But fucking use your words. Fucking talk to me. This is 2021. This ain't 1990s Bill Bellamy bullshit rom-com movie shit anymore. Where fuck that. No. Tell me your feelings and I'll respond in kind. I will say, okay, cool, whatever. I want to vibe with you. The whole thing is about like a lot of dudes now are more in touch with especially considering how black dudes were just 5-10 fucking years ago. Way more in touch with our feelings, your feelings, the vibes of the room, or whatever the fuck.
It's facts.
If we're trying to be here for you, we're trying to be here for you. We need you to allow us to be here for you.
Yeah.
However, even if that means not being there for you,
yes,
you got to tell us that. Yeah. You got to use your words.
Nah, it's 100% true. Because like when you're talking to somebody and y'all especially if you have quote unquote like an honest relationship or like a real relationship, and you're talking and you're expressing to them that they can say whatever to you, right? Thank you, Lex. Oh, love, hey. But when you're expressing that kind of thing, right? And y'all are supposed to be open. Y'all are supposed to be able to have a dialogue, and it's free flowing. And this is what you're under the assumption of, right? Let's say it's like you signed a contract almost.
This motherfucker.
I'm not going back down the contract road. But if you're talking to somebody and that's the vibe and that's what you have, right? And you're supposed to be open and free. Don't make me chase you to get that emotion. Right. Just tell me. If I pissed you off, say you pissed me off. I didn't like the way you did this. When we got in the car, you didn't open the door. Oh shit, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a thing for you. Most people don't care about that shit anymore. But you know what? Either I'll make an adjustment or I won't. But at least tell me, because then I know what the situation is. It's not like a confusing thing. Okay, it says, okay, question. If you're with someone that has a new faith and tells their significant other that they have to be submissive upon request, What are your thoughts on this?
So if you're dating someone who just turned Muslim, basically, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Y'all have been together, I guess, and then they change.
I personally don't care one way or the other about anybody's faith or politics. So whatever they're into.
But do you have to be a part of it? Is the question. Do you have to change who you are to match what they have if you were already in a relationship?
Who I am, no. But part of who I am is being able to adjust to the vibe of the room or who I'm with. You know what I'm saying? So part of that is, so like if you are suddenly on this kick where, or you discover this part of yourself that, and this is a new thing too, or a neo,
not Muslim
resurgence
but
of this thing.
It's another faith,
right? But this is a thing that's coming up too, where you're seeing this surgence of women who like more traditional roles in the relationship. They like being, then they outwardly are open to that, and that's what they want. They want to be submissive, yada yada. They want to kind of turn away from what. Not even necessarily turn away from that, but they like being in that position with their significant other, whether it's their man or their woman or whatever. They like being in that position. Okay, we can see what my adjustments are, or how far I can go with that. I think that's an individual thing. But
this is definitely based off a man. This is a female asking a question, so this is basically definitely based off a man who's asking her to now be submissive. I think would be the base of this question.
He's asking her to now be submissive,
asking her to change her ways.
I mean, it goes both ways. If you're able to adjust to the other person that you're with, then you're able to adjust. If you're not, then you're not. And if the person that you've always been,
but how does that work?
Is one that's malleable to other people,
malleable.
One that can work with what other people are working with. Virginia public schools.
Relax.
Then that's fine too. But everybody's different.
So when I say submissive, I mean giving yourself to that person.
Yeah. Again, that goes with that.
So I feel like this. If you're with somebody and the contract. Let's just keep using contract because that's what we've been talking about this whole episode.
This episode's going to be called The Contract.
The contract. When you have a contract with somebody and that person changes who they are in the contract. If you're the superstar all of a sudden and now you say, I'm going to be the role player. Things just changed. This just got a lot different. The dynamics are completely different now. Now it's a question if I still agree to this contract because now this shit can be void, as a matter of fact. To me, it looks like this. You're now not fulfilling your side of what you signed on this contract. This shit can be voided out, or depending on how I feel about you, I can change my perspective. We can flip positions, and I can say, okay, I agree to this. Now, this all depends on how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I feel like this is how much you care about that person, or how strongly you feel to them, what your situation is, how you see it. But I think that really goes to how you take it from that point forward, because if they're telling you I've made a lifestyle change, I am now officially this person. I've thought about this and I have made a change. I am this person. Now it's a matter of if you're going to make that change with them, or if you're going to say, you know what, this isn't for me. I thought I was with this person, but it turns out you're this person. And
that happens every day. That's why relationships break up.
Absolutely does.
Because people grow different and they grow apart. That shit happens every day.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's really up to you whether you can roll with it, or whether you can't roll with it, or whether you decide you don't want to roll with it.
Yeah, I think it's 100% that, because I've had situations like that where somebody was one way and then their whole demeanor switched based off of some other stuff that happened in their life, and they're just like not the same person.
Or whether you're in a position in your dating life, relationship life, whatever, where you feel like you want to try to roll with whatever the change is, or if you've lived a little longer and you've tried to roll with whatever the changes are, and now you're in a position with other people, with previous people, and now you're in a position where like, I'm not changing anything.
And see, that's me.
It depends on where you are on that spectrum, so, whatever your personality is.
So you hit on a point there, because for me, I had a 5-year relationship, right? All this shit happened with my ex from Virginia. All this shit happened. I basically came out here saying, like, I'm not changing shit for nobody else. Like, I'm going to be Trey, and if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And, and it's not to say that I won't alter a little bit. It's not to say I won't bend a little bit. But I'm not straight up changing my personality. Like, I'm not going to stop being alpha to make you feel alpha. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just switch my shit up because...
You're not going to be Jay to her Beyonce.
Exactly. Don't do that. Side note. Okay, so she said, it's hard when you're married to a person and have children. If I leave, I will be affecting my children. See, that's something that me and him can't really talk to because neither one of us are in that situation.
Harder.
But I agree, still the same. I think it kind of fits the same mold because if you keep yourself in a situation, right, and you don't feel the way you felt or once felt, and it's based off of how this person's new lifestyle changes are, I think that could actually be more detrimental in a sense to the children because you're having to force yourself or fake it to a degree.
Correct.
And that's tougher, I think, honestly, than just being like, yo, this isn't my bag.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? This isn't my cup of tea.
100%.
I think that shit can be more negative. And 100%. I think you'd be better off having, okay, I get daddy, I get mommy. At least he's happy, she's happy.
Correct.
I'm loved from both sides, and it's
100,
natural. You know what I'm saying? Rather
100.
than like that, because that shit can be tough. That could
because
be,
kids
that could
feel the emotions in the room.
How I say I match energy. I'm like a kid with that shit.
Kids feel the emotion in the room.
If I feel mommy's not happy, I feel daddy's not happy. That's fucking tough. You know, you can feel that shit because you know,
feel the stress,
especially once you get to school, because you get there and you can kind of see like, okay, so this is happy. This is what this seems like. Cause look at Jacob over here, he's excited. Look at Todd. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are happy. So you go home and you start to feel that energy. It's
or
like,
you go to somebody else's house
and you see, like Dave Chappelle said, oh shit, I didn't know we was poor until I came here. Like this is different. This is different energy. What you say?
Stovetop stuffing. Hold on, let me make a phone call.
By the way, that joke was hilarious. Let me see. I've been told it's a sin for women to wear pants and that we should wear skirts or dresses.
High-waisted pants, yes, I agree.
Shut the fuck
High-waisted
up.
ones, I agree.
She's being serious.
That shit doesn't do anything for anybody.
Nah, that's crazy. That's a lot. That's
Mom
a lot to
jeans,
take on.
yes, I agree.
Especially because I know you personally.
The high-waisted culotte shit.
Would you shut the fuck up? I know you're just talking. Listen, I agree. I think that's tough, especially I think when you know somebody off rip too, and then you change everything off rip based off of who you were at that time, that's tough. Mm-hmm. That's fucking tough. Mm-hmm. That's like me saying, this is an extreme example based off who you are, but let's just jump to this. You fucking marry a porn star. And then you're expecting her.
I'm with you so far.
Shut the fuck up. And then you marry her and you're expecting her to like cover up head to toe. You want her to be in like straight up Muslim garb now. Like just your eyes are out. That's it.
Maybe that's the kind of porn she already did. Like,
but if she didn't, let's take that off the table. And let's just say she was doing everything else. That's a tough fucking position to be in, to say, I want you now to alter your entire lifestyle. You were uber overtly sexual before, and now I want you to just dial that shit all the way back. And only in the bedroom are you.
By the way, there was a history of dudes doing that for a long fucking time.
Fucking crazy to me.
For a long.
Does that make sense to you?
No,
that shit is crazy.
That's not what you signed up for.
No, that's the contract. Bro.
That's not the fuck you signed up
contract.
for. You knew what you were getting when you signed up for this shit.
Like
you can't
have we talked about this before?
Can't take Strawberry off the pole and then be like, bitch, I don't like you showing your titties. Like you got her off the pole. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
I know. I wasn't talking about you specifically. I took it outside of you because I know directly. I know what you're talking about, but I don't want to, completely go on that. I'm just saying as an example. This is what I'm saying. Like when you have somebody that has a lifestyle and they're free and they do what they want, and you're telling them, no, cover up. That's a lot to absorb. Mm-hmm. You can't just tell me I can't. Yo, you're wearing glasses now. Excuse me? Yeah. No, you can't see. The fuck are you talking about?
My vision is perfectly fine.
I can see shit. Like I'm right here. No, you can't. No, you can't. Put them on. Like, bruh. Like, and that's what always been my thing. If I'm talking about a stripper, I'm talking to a playmate, a porn star, whatever. And not that they're all the same. But if you're talking about this shit and you're like, I expect you to.
No, there's much different categories.
They are. They absolutely are.
Yeah, there's
but it's
BBW,
like,
there's Latina, there's lesbian,
shut the fuck
there's homemade.
If you do that though, and you're looking
MILF.
at homemade, do you watch Homemade?
Yeah.
It comes and goes. Like I'll see a screenshot occasionally, and I'll be like, "Yeah, this is my shit."
I flip in and out between
I hate it though.
Between produced, amateur, and homemade.
You know why I hate Homemade though?
Why?
Because like
a lot of time the camera angles are shit.
Well, fuck that. But that's supposed to be a thing. But because I never run into these girls, not the real ones, not the ones that do that. I never run into those girls.
No,
I run into girls that act like they do that and they don't, or either I run into girls that are absolutely, completely against that.
Yeah,
and it's like, damn it. Where's that girl? She did the Homemade video. Look at her. She's not the point. How did we even get here? What we
Actually, you've probably been with some girls that done homemade. They just don't want to admit it.
That's what
they just don't want to say it.
That's troubling. They
just don't want to say it.
But no, point being, I think it's a lot to try to get somebody to change who they are and how they've been to just like jump to something. I don't like that shit personally. I feel like that's too much. I'm not gonna date somebody that I know is in a more promiscuous type of person and then say, hey, I need you to dial that shit all the way the fuck back to 0 and then break it backwards a little bit. Go -5 if you can.
Right.
That's intense. You can't ask somebody to do that.
Now, I feel like these can kind of weave together in that what we're really talking about is communication.
You're good. I can still read you here, so you're good.
What we're really talking about is communication between the person or people that you're with. Is what we're really talking about. Initially, what we're talking about is lack of communication from women in our generalization, and what we're talking about here is, again, you're talking about something that comes up, and it's a hard communication to have.
Yeah.
But you have to have that communication with whoever you're with, because that then informs your next decision and your ultimate decision of staying, continuing, or ending.
And you can't be mad at what their next decision is. That's the whole thing. When you put information like that out there, you are not fucking
game-changing information like that.
You change what you are. If you go from I'm straight, I'm gay all of a sudden, you can't get mad at what their next decision is.
It is June.
I know. That's why I said that. You can't get mad at what their next decision is. You can't just jump and then expect, well, they should just adjust to my jump. No! That's not realistic. Bro, we have one fucking life that we all know about. We wake up every day in the life that we went to sleep with, right? Unless there's somebody out here that can... I know, right? Tell me about it. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. The Black Israelites. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. It gets real.
Oh, that
one gets real. Yeah, that gets real. But if you're in a situation, right, where you look at something and you say, I am completely this, and then somebody comes in and they alter what they are. They loved you for that, and then they alter who they are and they change exactly who they are, and they expect you to say, you know what, I'm gonna alter with you because I love you. Bro, I got one fucking life to live that I know of. For facts. I know for a fact I wake up every day in this situation.
And that happens too. That happens a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People
you have the right.
People change religions just to get married to other people.
And you have the fucking right. But guess what?
Which to me seems fucking ludicrous. That's because it's like,
yeah.
You don't actually believe the shit. Like, you just want to be with me.
If you
like that, you should rethink some shit if you make your person do that.
Absolutely. Because if it's like, listen, man, it's so tough for me because I was 16.
Read it.
He judges on me on morals and ethics. It went away. But he judges me on morals and ethics and basically like how she lives in comparison to what his new lifestyle is. Is basically what that said in a nutshell. I didn't get the exact verbiage, but that's exactly what it said. Pretty much. Exactly.
Hey, religion in relationships is a big fucking issue.
It's tough.
Especially
if you change it.
Especially if somebody changes it.
If you say
after the relationship starts.
If you say you're fucking Jewish to start our relationship, and then midway through you say, as a matter of fact, I'm now Protestant. The fuck? Like, that's a big fucking change.
And if the change affects how you live your life and how you see other... You know what? Another thing that happens, or that this is reminiscent of, is when somebody deals with a substance abuse issue in the middle of a relationship, because then they go to AA or whatever, and
you're unmuted.
Then they go to AA or whatever, and then again, now the way they view shit changes. So now the way they view you, beer me, is different than the way they viewed it a couple of months ago now.
You know what?
And
you just hit a topic, low key.
You know, okay.
Listen, my best friend in the world. My best fucking friend in the world. Don't feel God inside, by the way. That's fucking sad to hear. Don't feel God inside.
You're here. You're here inside.
You're here.
You matter.
We love you. You're awesome, by the way. She's so awesome, too. That's the thing. She was like one of my first, like, humongous crushes, by the way. She was amazing. Like, super amazing this whole time. She's been great this whole time. Such an outgoing, like, ambitious person. You know how Faith is? How she, like, goes for everything and Same person. Same type of personality type. I go after everything. I'm a hustler. I do this. I make my money. I earn. Da 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 da. So that's crazy as fuck. But let me see. It's very hard. I walk on eggshells and put a smile on my face. That's fucking tough. That's fucking tough. I know how that goes. That's fucking tough.
I mean, it sounds like a decision might need to be. I'm not giving it advice, but It sounds like a decision might need to be made.
We're not fucking therapists, but
it sounds like a decision needs to be made.
Yes, agreed. But hold on. So my best friend Michael, right? My guy, since 3rd grade, had some traumatic shit happen in his life. He made a completely life-altering decision to stop drinking, stop doing drugs, stop doing everything.
Okay.
I supported him in a minute. I actually got a memory the other day about when he hit a year, I think. And I was like, you know what? I'm so fucking proud of you, bro. I'm going to drink to your accomplishment. That's the kind of relationship we fucking had, right? Yeah. But then some shit happened and his head got all fucked up. He thinks I'm the worst person in the world. He thinks I did some giant conspiracy against him and did some... Swear to God, I had nothing to do with shit. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It's
right.
Some crazy shit. But nonetheless, this is what happened, right? With these situations, he went from who he was, his personality type, the personality type that we both were, basically. I was never as into whatever the fuck he was as he is. Mm-hmm. Definitely not my thing. I don't have an addictive personality type with that. I'd rather see my children happy and swallow my pride until they're all grown up. I'd rather have my
that doesn't work.
Broken. I'd rather have my spirit be broken and put my children through the headache. That's so
that doesn't work for anybody. That doesn't work for you, and it doesn't work for your kids.
Yeah, I can say my uncle just went through some shit like this, and he's not happy on the flip side of it. He went through the whole 18. He went through the entire 18, and his
kids aren't as happy as they would have been if everybody else was happy separated.
And they weren't happy with him.
It does not work
because you start to make decisions. You move different. You change things. You do stuff outside anyway because it's just human nature. You're not gonna stay stuck in a situation and hurt yourself for X amount of time without a reaction. You're gonna react eventually. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of how long can you pull that fucking rubber band before that bitch pop. Because you're gonna pop at some point.
Right.
And then when you pop, you're gonna go crazy, and then it's gonna make you look like the bad guy. When in all actuality, you weren't even to blame for it. That's the
weasel go pop.
Right, for real. That's the tough part of it. That's what really gets crazy. But my boy is like, we don't even talk no more, right? I look at it like this. I love the guy.
We don't even know what we argue about.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up because this is my guy. Like, this is my fucking brother. I love this guy to death. My thing was, he was with his kids, he was doing whatever, and he made the decisions he made. He felt the way he felt about me. I figured, look, if he ever bounces back, he'll understand what the fuck happened, right? He'll get it together. He'll put his shit together. Everything will be fine. But I saw him moving towards his family, and he's like, I can't deal with this shit. I can't do whatever. Listen, as long as you're moving towards what I know was most important to you, I feel good with that. I'm okay with that situation, mm-hmm. right? I'm strong enough to back off and say, you're supporting your boys. You're doing whatever you need to do. I love you to death. Do your thing. You know, if I need to back off because I'm the infected part in your eyes or whatever the fuck, even though I know it's not true, I'm strong enough to take that. It's that Batman shit, like, he's strong enough to get chased. That's why we let him be the one that did it, even though it was Harvey Dent. He was strong enough to take it. That's how I feel in this situation. It's like, I'm strong enough to take it. It is what it is. Hold on, what she said. Let's see. I'm not too scared to speak up. Even if I try, I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, a decision needs to be made.
Yeah, that's rough. I live in 2021.
A decision needs to be made.
Do you feel like you could deal with somebody that was unable to speak up to you in 2021? Because that shit sounds crazy.
I don't think I've ever in my life had anybody unable to speak up to me.
Never.
For various reasons.
Especially this person. You don't know her personally, but you've met Faith. And I told you about Faith.
People have always and forever been able to speak up to me, even when it was like, why are we fucking doing like people again going out of their way to be assholes. So I can't relate. can't relate.
So she says she's been dealing with this on and off since 2018. Now, I know this to be true because I've talked to her since 2010. 2010, I think we've been talking, 2009. I knew her before she knew him. Or they met like right before or something, but like me and her got cool in that time period.
Okay.
Very outspoken, very brash, direct, funny ass person. But like, I've seen the changes. I've watched it from a distance, and I just kind of keep my opinion. She happens to come on this podcast right now, so I'm being more direct with my answers. Normally, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't really say much. I just kind of stay in my own lane because it's not my fucking business. But since we're here, yeah, no, fuck that. It's 2021, man. You get one life. There's one fucking life, Brent.
I mean, I'm not a therapist. I don't want to get involved in other people's shit.
Yeah, right.
However, it doesn't end well. You just sitting and wallowing in misery. It doesn't for however long. It just doesn't. It works better if you search for your happiness.
She's a wrestling fan,
and more than just searching for your happiness, getting away from not unhappiness but misery.
Right.
Like, unhappiness in and of itself can technically be like a neutral space.
You get on my nerves. She said that's why there's wine, though.
Yeah, you can have all the wine you want in your new apartment, away from a miserable existence with a person that you don't want to that has changed, and you may still want to be with them.
That's the key to it.
But you can't.
See, that's the thing for me.
Like,
that's
okay,
what I know.
Okay.
Go ahead,
all right.
Break it down.
We're gonna get super duper fucking personal here.
It's going down. He doesn't know anything, but he's gonna get personal.
I'm not even gonna talk about a romantic relationship. I'm gonna talk about my maternal relationship with my mother.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I had to distance myself from her for the last few years of her life. She was encased and embattled in this toxic environment, physically, mentally, emotionally, with the people that were involved in her life who were also family members, and just from a plethora of years of dealing with this thing, I had to distance myself from it because she was going to drag me down into this thing too. And I had to understand that. My love for her didn't end. I just couldn't have her in my life anymore at that point in our lives.
Right.
Sometimes that happens, and especially when we're talking about a romantic relationship, a marriage. I don't give a shit I don't give a shit if you have 27 kids. The shit still remains the same.
She has 27
that
kids.
If you're miserable in that existence with the 27 kids, you're still going to be miserable in that existence for the 27 kids until they're all 18 or whatever. And it is not well. It doesn't end well.
Yeah. It
does not end well. You have to make yourself well. And by the way, he can then move on and maybe find someone else
who fits
who fits his desire.
Which is true.
You can move on and find somebody else that you may not even know that you may be into at this particular point, or that you've ever been into at this particular point. Or no one at all. Or everybody. You just got to figure out your shit. And you can't figure out your shit while you're mired in misery.
Big facts.
You cannot do. Even to a smaller extent. This past week, I've been mired in fucking misery to a much smaller extent than you have been. And I've had a whole bunch of time on my hands and I didn't do shit because I was mired in fucking misery. You cannot be productive in misery. You cannot live your life in misery. You can exist, but you cannot live your life in fucking misery.
No, first off, don't say mired to me. That's number one. Number two, so she said, I sing a lovely bunch of coconuts when he's yelling at me. That's number one. Then she said, and when we in bed too, it's sad, I know. Then she said, I understand what he's saying. Positive thing is we don't show in front of the kids, we hide. Then she said
they feel that shit
very well. Then she said he said if we divorce he can't remarry, and if I do it's adultery because I gave myself to him.
Bullshit.
Exactly bullshit. I'm gonna jump in here because it is bullshit, because like you just said, the details of the situation has changed. That's not what it was originally. That was not how it went down. I remember I was there, not at the actual wedding, but I was definitely in your life at that point for sure. Not the same thing. Definitely different dynamics and definitely different situations that have changed. Everything's fucking different. And like you said, Brent, at the end of the day, what it comes down to for me is that you have one fucking life to live. Like everything you just said about your mom is 100% true. And I think that's with any relationship that you have in general, because I look at the shit from person to person, base to base, style to style. No matter what the relationship is in your life, whether it's romantic or whether it's just a relationship with another person, if a person is toxic to you in that time period, you have to start to make moves and start to put people in their proper positions in your life, because if you don't, they will drag you the fuck down. That's how it works. Energy vampires are fucking real. okay? Real vampires and zombies and shit may not be real, but energy vampires are fucking real.
And it may not even necessarily be a malicious thing. It can just be
who they are
and their situation, etc. And right.
And that's how it works, because you can have differences of opinions, you can have differences of energy, and that shit can fuck you up. You could be for instance, we were talking real shit here, right? Mm-hmm. My cousin's been going through it.
This week we are.
Through it. Yeah, right. I know, right? My cousin's been going through it. She has been here on and off since January. She's going through some real life shit. She pops up at my door randomly. That shit drains the fuck out of me. And it has been draining the fuck out of me for months. It's so tough to not be like, let me give everything to you.
Do you love your cousin any less?
Love her so fucking much. I would do anything for this girl, but I will not let her destroy me. That's not healthy. It doesn't help either one of us. If we're both in the same fucking situation, that doesn't help us at all. So you have to be smarter than that.
Because now you're not there for yourself, and if you had kids, you wouldn't be there for your kids.
Right. And in your situation, it's even more so. Like, yo, you can't even be there for your kids. All right, let's see. Let's go back. Let me scroll up. Let me see what you said. Okay. So,
how did we even get here?
I don't know how we got here, but I like it. It's good content. Let's see. He's very invested in his new faith, and that's what Scripture says. That's not your fault. That's not your problem. New scriptures, new faith. That's the point. You've been there for years, and now it's new. If I leave, I'll become a concubine in the heavens above. To him, not to you. All right? And let's see. You're right. You really are. That's why I love you, Trey. I love you back. You know. Lex, you know you my girl.
Right.
But that's true. I mean, it's how it goes.
His fairy tale is not your fucking fairy tale.
His book is not your book.
Correct.
People are chapters, right? We have chapters as we go through our book, and things change as we go.
Now,
you may feel like it's long.
Again, going back to what you said earlier, if you believe it, if you're starting to convert with him,
then that's different.
Then you're going along with the ride.
Right.
But if you don't, then you just don't.
Then this is the end of chapter 36.
That's correct.
Next page.
That's it.
37. Here we are.
Then that's correct. And by the way, he's fucking lying. If you get divorced, he's gonna fuck and or marry somebody else.
He's not done for the rest of his life. It's bullshit. That's like when people say, "I'll kill myself. I swear to God, if you leave. I swear to God." I probably can't even say this on Bigo. I probably should stop. But I swear to God, if you leave, it's over. It's fucking over. And then they be 10 years down the line with their wife and kids and doing whatever the fuck because, they figured it out. That's what happens. That's what people do. That's what the fuck people do because they're going to do what they got to say. They're going to say what they got to say and do what they got to do to keep you in position to make them feel comfortable in the moment. That's what people do. It's
now, in that position, make sure that you're safe. If you decide that you make that decision to leave, make sure that you're safe and make sure that he doesn't do something drastic like he actually does believe, we can't part from each other. However, if she's dead, I can remarry because then I'll be... Make sure your safety...
Make sure you're protected.
Make sure your safety is number one if you decide to make that decision. But he's bullshitting. Or he believes bullshit.
No.
Either way, it's bullshit.
Absolutely not. I just read what you just said. I don't like that comment. I'm not even reading it up here. No. Listen. That's some bullshit. That's his bullshit. I'm not dealing with that. Here's the thing. The point of all this is you have to have enough faith and strength in yourself like you had when I met you to just do you. You were such an independent person and such an independent individual in general that you didn't need anybody. You didn't need anything. I understand you've had health issues and now relationship issues and all this shit all ties together. But here's the thing, at the end of the day, you're a strong fucking person. You've made it through a lot of these things and you've pushed past a lot of these things. Whole point is just keep going. That's the whole purpose of life, just to keep moving forward because we all go through trials and tribulations. Things are tough. Nothing's ever easy. Brent had a hell of a fucking week to get here this week, but he's sitting here next to me.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a fucking... And
it's still not over.
Right. And this year has been crazy. Brent, did you know that this birthday of Faith's that we had this week or last week or whatever is actually the weekend that I met and then got my apartment? This is officially, as of yesterday, a year that I've been in this place. June 1st, cheers, that I got in this place.
Mazel tov.
Where was I before that, Brent?
On my couch.
On your fucking futon. That
Not
wasn't
even
a futon.
It was a van seat.
Van seat. It fucking sucked. And now we've been in here doing this podcast. And
actually, had you waited a couple months, you'd be on the fucking futon.
Yes, I would have been on the futon. I would have been comfortable. I probably wouldn't have left as quick. But now I'm in my own fucking place. Because you know what? I keep pushing forward. And that's what the fuck we do, man. We keep it moving. All right, let's see. He believes he does.
Stop. That's it. That's all. I don't care.
I feel you. You can't let
okay.
I'm just reading.
So what?
Keep going.
He believes. Okay.
Yeah, fuck him.
Some people believe cucumbers taste better pickled.
That's true. Some people think cucumbers taste better pickled. No, you're good. I don't care about this. Listen, you are a fucking winner. Keep winning. Don't believe that bullshit. Do you. Stop buying into the hype. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the fucking hype, bro.
Don't believe the hype.
You too don't believe the hype. Like, just do you.
Don't
you was
believe
so
the
dope.
hype.
I remember. I used to watch you on my laptop. I remember. I was at Best Western. Like, don't tip me when I'm telling you good shit. Makes it feel cheaper, but I like it though. Keep going. Ooh. All right.
So, is it the longest podcast ever?
No, definitely not.
No.
Oriane.
No, yeah.
We will never catch that podcast. Oriane's podcast is the longest podcast fucking ever.
In the history of
the history of podcasts. That was what, 4 something?
6.
6 something?
6.
Holy
6
shit.
6.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Thank you so much, Lex. Appreciate you.
You got any fuck yous?
I want to give a fuck you right now. I'm not going to do it because I've said her name multiple times. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say, you go first. I'll think of one because I have an instant one, but I'm not going to do that.
My fuck yous go to overbearing passengers. I had one just today.
Okay.
This guy came in.
Beto, what up?
He reminded me of the father from a movie you've never seen before, but a movie some people may have. It's called Shock Treatment.
I've heard of it.
It was this quote-unquote sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I go pick these people up. When I get the call, I'm about 20 minutes away from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go straight there. You know, pick them up. They're going to Long Beach Airport. Put their bags in the car. He gets in the car. He's like, having a little trouble getting here, huh, pal? I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I was like, no, I came straight here.
It was
I
20 minutes, like it's
I followed the directions. It was as long as it took. I didn't dawdle or get gas or get a Red Bull or anything.
Don't say dawdle to me.
I came fucking straight here.
Did you say dawdle?
Pal.
Dawdle.
Anyway, and the whole time, he's like, I'm waiting for the GPS is starting to kick in. I'm leaving the parking lot. And he's like, I'll tell you where to go.
I love those people.
A lot of people, at a certain point, some people decide they know better than the GPS of how to get there. By the way, at this point, I don't even know where we're going. I didn't even know that we're going to Long Beach Airport.
They cost themselves more money a lot of the time. By the way, I used to let them get it off.
I do too. I'm like, I immediately I'm like, which way? I'm like, which way do you want? I'll follow your directions. I'm gonna follow your. It's your ride.
Take a right.
Hey, listen.
You say a right?
Hey,
you say a U-turn? Sure, absolutely.
Hey, listen. It's your ride.
Yep.
And he's like, no, go. I'm like, go. It's your however you want to go. It's your ride. I'm just driving.
He's
like, he's like, I'll follow the directions. I follow the directions. They tell me to get on the freeway or whatever to get around just from where we were. He's like, you get on the. You don't have to get on the freeway. Yeah, never mind. Just get on the freeway. I'm like, well, again. How do you want me to take you to where you want to go?
Yeah.
I'll take however you want me to take you. I'll take you where the fuck you. Where you think we're past the traffic circle, right? I don't normally go this way. Or you think we're blah, blah, blah. The whole time he's sitting there talking shit about what I'm doing.
Right.
When I'm the one doing it. And just following the fucking directions on how the fuck to get there. And he had to get there at a certain time.
Did you say, how do we get there?
And how did we even get there? And he had to get there at a certain time because it was a plane he was trying to catch. You understand?
Makes it way much
And
better.
by the way, had we taken his directions through the traffic circle and up Lakewood or whatever the fuck, we might have gotten there later than we needed to get there. You understand? Or, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, he was late. No, not late. Y'all called this Lyft at this certain time. I was the closest driver. That's what happened.
That's how this works.
Otherwise, you could have just driven yourself. Or you could have got a taxi, or you could have got a friend to drop you off, but you don't have a friend that wanted to drop you off to the goddamn airport, apparently.
That's why. Because of the way he acts.
Because of the way he acts.
Deal with that shit.
Anyway, I got you there on time. Why don't you... And he tried to put the things in the trunk a certain way that didn't fit. And it's like, sir, I have played Tetris
That's what I used to say all the time. I was so good at it.
For the last 33 years of my life. You understand? Also, this is my trunk. I know exactly how much shit can fit in my trunk that I've had now for the better part of 2 years.
That's fair. That's a very fair point.
So you're gonna take these other bags with you, and the thing is like, what are you gonna do there, pal?
Wait, you were driving Vince McMahon?
I'm gonna fit it all in the trunk. Cause I can see how it can all
do there, pal?
hold this. Boom, and it all fits in the trunk. How about you let me do my goddamn job?
Let me do my goddamn job.
How about you let me do my job?
Let me do my goddamn job.
And tip me better than you should have for being an asshole anyway. Yeah. Now luckily I did get a big tip, but I think that was because his wife is the one that actually booked the shit.
Pause.
And she was in the car too. And she figured out that he was an asshole.
He said he got a big tip.
That trip. I do. Yeah, get that. But she figured out. But I think she felt the vibe that he was being an asshole, and he was trying to be a friendly but he was being pushy. Is the fucking problem? And I think she figured out that he was being pushy, and so she tipped me better than he probably would have had he been the one to book it. But guess what? He probably wouldn't have been able to book it because he probably wouldn't have been able to figure out how to fucking get Lyft on his Cricket phone. Okay, so
good old Cricket.
Fuck you to overbearing passengers.
Yeah, I like that shit. Yeah.
What's yours?
Can't say fuck you to the Memphis Grizzlies. I want to.
You say fuck you to whoever you want to. It's your podcast. We ain't got that Spotify deal yet.
But I fuck with Ja though.
Fuck you, Spotify. Oh no, wait, no, wait. Let's not do that.
Yeah, Spotify on our Joe Budden shit. I'd say yeah, I gotta say it because they've been slacking. Fuck you to the Memphis Grizzlies. Not Ja Morant though. I fuck with Ja, man. Point God, I love Ja. But fuck you to the Memphis Grizzlies for winning that play-in tournament game against the Warriors. Because y'all took away me being able to see Steph Curry in the playoffs, and I would have got to see 4 games at least of Steph Curry in the playoffs. Steph Curry would have been losing his goddamn mind. Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies won game 1. Donovan Mitchell was out for Utah. And then they proceeded to get their asses whooped. They're down 3-1 now since their best player came back. And that wouldn't have happened with Steph Curry. I believe this would have been a series. It would have been entertaining. He would have been driving 3-pointers after 3-pointers after 3-pointers after 3-pointer, which would have been amazing. Thank you, Peter. I would have been tripping on that shit. You know what I mean? I was looking forward to it. He is arguably the MVP of this year. He probably won't win it because his team didn't make the playoffs. Obviously, they lost to Ja and the fucking Grizzlies. Mm-hmm. But he was by far the most entertaining player this year. Like, he was just balling his ass off during the regular season. So, yeah, fuck you to the Memphis Grizzlies for ruining that for me. Because the playoffs should be even better than they are already. Shout out to my Lakers. And, fuck you to Kyle.
Wish I had more hands so I could give that shout out 4 thumbs down.
4 thumbs down. Shout out to Kyle for his Lakers and being down 3-2 to the Suns. And I'm really happy for you guys. I hope you repeat.
Yuck.
I hope the next game you guys win big. Okay? This is all a curse. That's why it's in the fuck you section. Fuck you, Kyle.
Fuck you, Kyle. You got any good vibes?
Yeah, man. Mel, thank you so much. Let's have fun, I think is what that says. I'm not sure, but I'm going to guess. Hola, Trey. Hey, Mel, how you doing? Good vibes to Mel, Peter, Alexa for coming in and making our episode very entertaining. I appreciate that. She was a special guest host from Australia, Melbourne specifically. That's pretty dope. But good vibes. Shouts to Damian Lillard. I'm going to keep it all basketball this time around the last 2 weeks.
Apparently.
Yeah, Damian Lillard balled the fuck out the other day. He had 55 points in a losing effort. Michael Jordan had 63. I believe that is the playoff record. And Dame had 55 the other day. So he broke the playoff record for 3-pointers made, 12. But his team did not show up. And he still pushed it to double overtime. They lost. But man, was it pretty. Thank you for the taps, Mel. Man, was it pretty. It was a beautiful sight. Damian Lillard is a fucking beast. He is my favorite player in the NBA since Dwayne Wade retired. That guy's a monster. And I hope he wins the championship in his lifetime. If he stays in Portland, I don't know if it'll ever happen. But the guy's out here balling. So I got to show him love. Shouts to Damian Lillard, man. You a real one. And he's a rapper. And I don't mean like a basketball rapper. I mean like he's a rapper. He happens to play basketball really well, but that motherfucker can rap his ass off. So shouts to Dame Dollar, real one. I'm wearing the Lakers hat, but I'll wear a Portland hat. I might buy a Portland hat just for you, Dame. I might have to get one. I'm not gonna lie. Shouts to Dame. Good vibes. That's my good vibes. Any good vibes for you? My
good vibes go to friend of the show,
me,
on Instagram, the D Simone Dara, for shouting us out on her Instagram story the other day.
Did she do it? Where's it at?
She did.
You got it.
Hold on, let me go back. It's not showing up. Hold on, I got to pick.
Thank you, love.
She shouted us out on her shit the other day.
Hey,
put a little crown on our thing that we put up.
Appreciate you. How do we even get here?
Shouts out to Dara. Shouts out to all the people that roll with us. Shouts out to some of our new subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
We got a couple new ones over the last couple of weeks without even advertising.
That's true.
So
that's my point.
So that was dope.
Shouts. Let me jump in here on yours. Shouts to Bigo, yo. Y'all actually be showing love too. Y'all really do give love on our podcast. I will say, I think this has helped grow from my side at least. This has grown more than any other thing that we've done. Mm-hmm. These motherfuckers fuck with us. And real talk. Shouts out to, and I technically missed him last week, but I'm gonna get him this week, and I'm gonna show him this shit anyway. Who's that?
My boy for
your boyfriend.
Jesus, for decade and a half now.
Happy
My Ace Spoon Coon,
Mr.
It. Poetic, aka I don't even know if he wants to say his real name, but he should be on this show pretty soon.
He's got a lot of nicknames.
Darnell.
Darnell, what up?
He held me down this week.
Yeah, how's he not your good
for
bro?
Sure. Appreciate him for
shouts
that.
Shouts to Darnell, bro.
And he's been rolling me like I met him when we were first both 14, and we've been rolling as friends since
come on.
Fucking 18 or so,
solid.
just for
40,
years.
40,
just for
42.
I'm 887.
Okay.
We've just been rolling for a long time, and it's his birthday.
Today?
As I'm filming this in a couple of days, as he's seeing this last week.
No, next week.
But it's still shouts out to my boy.
Yo, shouts to
we
Darnell.
appreciate you, Darnell. Happy birthday, man.
I don't have anything in my cup, but shouts to you, D. Hey,
big ups.
I had a drop left. That was real. It was still.
We got to get you on the podcast soon.
Yo, Darnell, pull up. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome to come here. Anytime.
And I'm sure he will turn on me just like Nikki did.
Have you met me? This is what my people do.
I'm sure he will turn on me too.
This is what your people do.
But I'm still gonna have you on the podcast. Shout outs to my boy.
Shouts to you, Darnell. Trying to think if there's anything. I actually got to shout out the Bigo community, man. I want to shout them out officially. This is not a good vibes, but just a shout out. They hold us down, man. They be solid over here. That was unexpected.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that. But that was good ass content out of nowhere, and we were being genuine. That was real advice. It wasn't no play shit. I hope everything works out in that situation for the best for everybody. I actually fuck with him a little bit. I fuck with her more, obviously. That's been my girl forever. But, it's shouts to that situation. I hope it's all involved,
Yeah, we hope everything works out.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate you, brother.
For the best for everybody.
Absolutely. Lex, much love to you. I'll call you after. She told me to hit her when she's back. Where can they find you, Brent?
They can find me at Surreal469 on everything. SURREAL, the numbers 469 on everything, including YouTube, where every Sunday there's at least one, usually two long overdue movie reviews and some other shit that I got percolating for the party people. Where can they find you, Trey?
Oh, you know where they can find me, Brent. I be on Bigo, tipping all the baddies. Or you can find me at 1989 TRE on everything except for YouTube, because YouTube hates me. See, it says it on my shirt.
Me and YouTube both.
YouTube hates me.
Me and YouTube.
Does it say it on the back? I don't think it says it. Yeah, 1989 TRE. That's my name, God damn it. They know who I am. They know me in these streets. They know me out here.
They see you on the stroll all the time.
Bigo streets, especially. I be in the comments like, hey. I be in the comments like, run. I be in the comments like, mask. That's what I do in the Bigo streets. Where can they find us, Brent?
I was going to say, ask the damn question. They can find us If you're listening to the podcast, you can find us, and you want to see our bright and shiny faces, you can find us on YouTube.
I can get brighter.
Just go to tinyurl. Yes, you can.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna get brighter.
You can find us at tinyurl. God damn.
Brighter and shinier faces.
Jesus. They can find us at tinyurl.com/getHereTube is the direct link to our YouTube. If you want to see us and you're listening to us. If you're seeing us and you want to listen to us, all the links are in the description to your favorite podcasting platform. As of recording, we are on 13 of them bitches.
13 of them bitches.
Just find
the
out
original
which
columns.
one you want to go to.
You know we at.
Sub and share.
Y'all know we all at.
Share the shit.
Hit it.
I'm tired of being broke.
Red light.
Share the shit. I want that Joe Rogan money.
How you doing, love? You know what we want? We out here for that Joe Rogan bag. That's what we want. Let me get these lights. Let me get the right lights.
Yep.
Oh! That's too much. That light was a little too much. It was intense. We almost died.
Trying to cause seizures and
Everybody's
shit?
fine. Everybody's fine. No worries. Hey, listen. We appreciate the shit out of y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I love to do it like old school. For Brent, I'm Trey. And that's Peter. Good night.
Who's Peter?
Peter's on. He's over here. Peter's. He's fucking with us.
Okay.
He said, "I'm tired of being broke." He quoted you, and he got laughies.
Same.
He fuck with
Same.
you. No, he's quoting you. Of course, you said
correct.
You can't say same to your own quote.
I guess the hell I can't.
How you gonna say same to your quote?
That's like liking my post. The fuck I can't.
That's
of
nasty.
course I like my
That's
post.
some nasty
I fucking
shit.
posted the shit.
I'm good, Janique. How are you? I said you're good. You want me to end it?
Do the thing. Say the line, Bart.
I broke it. Hit it.
How you gonna break your own shit punching me in the arm?
Didn't even make that much noise in my
It
ear.
didn't. It
That's
didn't
crazy.
make
I didn't
that
even
much
punch
noise.
you hard. I gave
No.
you. It was a love tap.
That shit
Ah,
does not respond well to violence.
man, I swear, equipment these days. You never know.